purchased this for $65. So let's see if the eject works. Eject works. The power button is pretty daggone sticky, y'all. Not gonna lie to you. Let's see if we can get that thing a little less sticky. Doesn't have a hard drive caddy. That's, you know, dude. Is that not the right bit? Apparently not. Let's take this out of there. Let's flip this. I don't know if this looks right, man. Something looks off about this. I can't put my finger on it. It's like there's something that's supposed to be right here that's missing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, how does this come off? Does it come off like this? Maybe like this? No, I don't think it comes off like that, bro. Dude, what on earth, bro? I think this thing's stuck. Freaking missing half its screws. Yeah, that does. I'm telling you. I think there's supposed to be something over that. You know? But again, perhaps I am remembering from a different type console or something. How does this come off? Dude, what has got it, bro? Why is this not coming apart? Oh, you know what? I bet there's a screw from this side, so I gotta take this off. Dude, it's like it's glued on there. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That right there is why it wouldn't come off. Oh my goodness. Bruh. That's pretty bad, man. I'm not sure this bad boy can be fixed. Okay, so I'm not going to try to cut this on anymore. So we're going to disassemble it and clean it, I guess. Alright, you guys place your bets now. So the board doesn't look bad, you know. I don't see any corrosion on it. I don't see any corrosion on the board. I see dust. I see a little bit of liquid damage here where the soda that they spilled in here leaked out. But yeah, that's all I see. So I'm hoping if I give this thing a good clean, and maybe the only thing wrong with it is the power supply. Maybe it wasn't getting 12 volts. But we'll see. So this must be the power switch here. Maybe? Yeah, I think that's the power switch right there. Yeah, so I've got to clean this madness, dude. This is bad when you have to clean something before you can work on it again. There we go. Probably should have watched a dude, look at that, bro. That is unsatisfactory. Yeah, that's gonna have to. Which one is power? Is this one power? Because this one presses in. This one does not. Let's clean that. Alright, so I think the crux of the issue is this right here. I think that, as you can see, Coke or whatever that is leaked all down in here. I mean, I've had to completely disassemble this console. I mean, completely. Everything got washed. But this button does not, it does not press down like this one does. That one does press down, and I don't know if it's because Coke is all over it. So I've got water on this Q-tip. So I'm going to try to somehow clean it. It's like that's pushed. It's pushed in or something, you know. And I may very well have to change that. Dude, this is so gross. I hesitate to pull this out. I don't know if that's operated. Maybe it's operated by touch or something, but it doesn't seem like it would. If this one's a push button, they look like they're the exact same switch. But it's smashed down. I don't know how to unsmash it. I don't have another button. Yeah, I need another button, so I'm gonna have to order this little piece right here. So what I'll do is I will assemble it without this little piece, and then I'll turn it on via a disc just to check to see if it works. And then if it works, then we know that all we have to do is order that. Alright, so this is just as I suspected. I've got it all back together. I took it, you know, obviously the power switch is bad, but everything else works. So if I switch over to the capture card, Let me go get a controller. So let's plug it in. So I get a, you can see, this is a controller that I have to repair, but light comes up. So let's see if we can actually access the system. So I need to install the, let's initialize. No, I don't want to do that yet. Let's restore default settings. Yep. So we'll see if it boots up. I don't know if this hard drive that came with it has software. I'm assuming it does not. Alright, so I turned off the PS4. We are going to take a Xbox One CD. Uh-oh. It's not wanting to do it now. Let's use something. So I don't know. I gotta. How do you fix that, dude? I don't understand why that's like that. That's how I got it on the first time, was by the. So what if I were to short the two pins right here? How would that switch work? I'm assuming when I would press down, it would short the center pin to. Oh no! You know what? I'm doing the wrong thing. Those are lights. Let's do it here. There we go. All right, so it's cutting back on. Let's go back to scene 2. See if anything different happens. We got an error last time, so I don't know what it's doing. It's not showing video. Is it rebuilding the hard drive? What's it doing? No, it turned off. No. Fan started spinning again. So I don't know what this thing's doing, y'all. Alright, we got a white line. Okay. Yeah, so it's in safe mode. So I need to put software on here to fully test it. So let me grab a. So let's plug in the. All right, so I've got a PS4 update, but this is the full installation. So I'm going to plug that in. And we're gonna hit cancel. Let's hit cancel real quick. Oh no, don't do that, dude. Ah, it turned off, bro. I think it's gonna force me to initialize. You know, you would think that the controller would turn on the PS. Let's try this again. Alright, it's not cutting on at all now. Alright. Cut it back on by the disc. Alright, so we will install. Okay, that should be sufficient, what I have on that USB drive. No. Ah, come on, bro. Alright, so there's two ways you can do these PS4s, right? So you can initialize it, where you have to build it from scratch, and then there's the update, and I think it's wanting the update. So I'm gonna go ahead. No, see, it can't find the update file. I don't know what in the world, man. I don't know what's going on here. You know, it could be that USB port as well. Perhaps that USB port is not functioning because there was a lot of corrosion, or not corrosion, but yeah, that USB port's done. I don't know if the fuse is blown or what, so let's put this in here. Let's try to plug the controller into the back. That's what the problem is it can't find, it's not detecting the, when that Coke spilled. You know what, these things don't have USB ports in the back, do they? Bro, these things have 2 USB ports. So I don't, you know what, maybe if I squirt a little alcohol down in here. Squirt a little alcohol in there. Okay, so we got a light now. So let's switch back to the scene 2. Okay, so now, yep, here we go. Alright, it was just dirty. Had Coke spilled in it. So let's see if this is going to work. So this is the update file, not the initialize file. No, it's not going to. Okay, so it must be wanting the full initialize software. So let's do that. Alright, so I'm going back to the original file. It's the update file, not the initialize file. It's in the PS4 update folder, which is in the root directory of the thumb drive. So maybe this will work this time. No, it's not connected. What in the world, bro? Alright, so this is where I'm at, man. I've got the new button assembly installed. I've got a hard drive carriage. So when I attempt to install the OSU, or not OSU, what is the PS update file? This is the error I keep getting, and you'll see it in a sec. I get the SU4211-6 error, and so the only option it gives me is to turn off the PS4. So I'm thinking that the problem has to be related to the DVD drive, because it does not turn on at all. And so I'll go back down to the motherboard and we'll take a look at that area again, and we'll try to figure out what's wrong. So I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so there are a series of fuses, and I think those fuses are primarily located on the processor side of the board. And if you notice that all of the cables for the disk drive connect here, here. I think this is also one. This would be the on-off switch. This is the 5 volts to the board. So this one, and this one. I'm fairly certain this circuitry is involved with the disk drive, and then this big chip right here, my assumption would be it's the controller for everything, I would guess. These look like a couple of MOSFETs that maybe supply voltage, but anyhow, so there's quite a few fuses. Let's see if we can get this focused. There's a fuse here. There's a fuse here. F6202, F6201. There's a thermal fuse somewhere. There's another fuse right here. And then all of this is the power regulation for the 12 volts, I guess. But yeah, so something in here is not working properly. So we'll look under the microscope and see what we see. So we got F5103. So let's test that, I guess. Alright, let's test this fuse. I'm assuming that's a fuse. Yep, that's a fuse. It's good. Thermal 6201. Where is that at? What would that be? Is that big thing right here? Is this a fuse? I guess it is. So that's good. And we'll go check 6201, which is located right here. That one's good. And that one's good. And that is all the fuses I see. That is all the fuses I see on this board. And I have checked every single capacitor along this big chip. I don't have any shorts on capacitors. I don't see why these MOSFETs would go bad. They're not shorted. If I place one probe on ground, if I come to the gate, it's 53 ohms. That's 55 ohms. So yeah, so let me do some research on this and I shall return. Alright, so everything I could find suggests that this chip right here, the Renesas chip, and apparently this chip is responsible for, it's married to this motherboard, and if it goes bad, then there is no way to replace it, because I'm assuming they must program this chip, and I certainly don't have the capability of programming that chip. I don't imagine anybody does other than Sony. So yeah, I think that might be the end of the road for this board. I don't think that there's any way to, I can't even get an operating system installed. I mean, you might be able to use this as a online only device, but I can't even get an operating system installed. So how do you get past that? You know, I don't know how to do that. So that kind of sucks, but I guess that's the way it is. There are no fuses on the back side of this. Suppose if I had another one of these, I could try to swap them over or something. But let's look at those more closely. So yeah, this resistor is good. All these caps, none of them have shorts. I mean, there may be a little corrosion right there, so I'll throw some flux on here and flux boil that to see if that helps at all. This looks good. All the pins look solid. I mean, there's a little something right here, but it doesn't look like it's And I could go over that area with a little bit of water too, and maybe try to get, like I said, it wasn't super bad in terms of corrosion being all over it, but I'll go over it and see what I see. But see, the thing that throws me off is this is for the motor that controls taking the disc in and putting the disc back out, right? And so that's not working, but this isn't working either. I don't see the laser move at all. And so this port and this port would, obviously this is for reading a disc, and then this would be, I suppose, for the motor to spin the disc. This port right here would be for spinning the little spindle motor that causes the laser assembly to move back and forth. None of it's working. So it's not just like it's one thing not working. None of it's working. And so I would think this looks like it's maybe some voltage regulation for something. This chip right here looks like it's voltage regulating for something. This looks like it would be responsible for something, but it's all controlled. It's all controlled by this Renaissance chip right here, it looks like. So yeah, I don't think there's any hope. Not for me, and maybe somebody will watch this and say you needed to do this and it would have worked. But I mean, I would take the time to order, maybe find this component and replace it, but since it's all bad, it seems pointless to do that. I mean, I could see if it was just one thing bad, but anyways, that's my logic. It may be flawed. So yeah, I think I have failed to get this back to a working condition. The switch was bad, so I had to replace the switch. Once I did that, I was able to cut it on, cut it off, but the disk drive I cannot get to work. I cannot get to work. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one.